Decision 2000, Election Night.
The 2000 election between Al Gore and George W. Bush came down to just one state, Florida. Based on exit polls, U.S. networks called the state early for Gore.
A big call to make. CNN announces that we call Florida in the Al Gore column. This is a state both campaigns desperately wanted to win.
But hours later, they lost their nerve.
What the networks give us, the networks take it away. NBC News is now taking Florida out of Vice President Gore's column and putting it back in the too close to call column.
Later still, with around 85% of votes counted, they handed Florida and the election to Bush.
George Bush is the president-elect of the United States. He has won the state of Florida, according to our projections. 25 electoral votes.
Remarkably, Gore picked up the phone to Bush and privately conceded the election, but then did a U-turn, and just hours later, the networks flip-flopped yet again.
We have made the decision to move the state of Florida from the Bush column to the too close to call.
It was in fact so close it triggered an automatic statewide machine recount, which put Bush in front by a mere 327 votes. But Gore didn't give up and requested a manual recount of a number of key Florida counties. And this is when we learned about chads. Hanging chads, dimpled chads, and even pregnant chads quickly became buzzwords of late 2000. But what are they?
Do you have an hour? I can explain it.
Well, we don't have an hour, so here's the basics. Some Florida counties used a punch card voting system. Voters punched the hole next to the candidate they wanted. The chad was the little bit of paper you punched out, except in some cases it didn't quite come out and it was left hanging.
It's slightly detached.
Or in some cases there was just an impression left. Well, this caused all manner of legal troubles, with counties struggling to uniformly decide what actually counted as a vote. Ultimately, after an imperfect manual recount, Bush was found to be 537 votes ahead, and he declared victory on November 26th.
After a count, a recount, and yet another manual recount, Secretary Cheney and I are honored and humbled to have won the state of Florida, which gives us the needed electoral votes to win the election.
They thought it was all over, but they were wrong. With nothing left to lose, Gore demanded a manual check of all spoiled ballots in the state of Florida, and the state Supreme Court agreed. Bush's team appealed, and the case ended up at the U.S. Supreme Court. The court acknowledged there were flaws in Florida's voting system, but decided there wasn't time to remedy the situation before the state was legally obliged to cast its votes for president along with the other 49 states. And that was it. George Bush officially became president-elect 36 days after the election. Well, thanks for watching our program. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends and family, and even subscribe.